So before starting, I would like to mention that I have around 10 years of experience into SAP IPO and CPI. So I'm a certified consultant, and from past 6 years, I'm into the CPI. Before that, I was into the PIPO. So I was done multiple projects related to the migrations and also complete development end to end, and also currently in my one of the project in where I'm working currently. I'm doing the support and enhancement to the projects. Okay, this is all about me. Basically, I'm from Andhra Pradesh, so there is a Prakasam district. I have given offline classes as well for in 3 to 4 batches, and majorly I give online batches training for the CPI. So this is our entire CPI course content. So where we have the introduction first. So where I will give a little bit of background of SAP, how middleware plays in the business, what are the advantages of the SAP middleware, and a few other points on the comparison of PIPO and CPI, and a little bit about a cloud computing. I would like to say what are the different types of we have database centers, how CPI access, how SAP have their own database center, what is the role in it, and how it works a little bit. And I will give a little bit architecture overview as well, CPI. And then again, I will, in this CPI, it's a very good thing is, SAP itself provide, a demo server. So it's completely similar to the live system. So where if possible in the I will show you a couple of live projects as well for you. Not sharing the exact the project details, but I will show you overall how what are the real time scenarios, how it looks, and what is the comparison we do while we are working on the trial account as well. So the trial account is available for all the major adapters. So there are a couple of adapters we cannot work on it, but I will show you in the screen so that you will be able to understand and you can work accordingly. So we have multiple options for that, so it will be very easy for you as well. So in that we have a different types of design objects, how we create the integrations, how we create iFlows, which we call as integration flows. We call as iFlows. So how we create, what are the options available, what is the easy way to complete a business requirement, how the business requirement comes, how we proceed further. All the process I will share in the upcoming classes. And apart from that, we have these few adapters will be covered in the course. And apart from these adapters, there are a couple of other adapters as well. So I will share like success factor is one of the adapter where I can show you the real time. And there is a I think I have not maintained the O data. So there is a O data which is similar to SF, which we can practices through in the trial account. So that will be available. And a few monitoring steps, how we monitor, and once everything is goes into the production, how we monitor, and what is the day-to-day activities for a support consultant, and what is the day-to-day activity of a developer. Everything I will be going to share in detail, and hopefully a lot of you are already having a background of little bit IT. So I know a couple of you people have a little bit background of the process and how the business works, but still I will be give you a little depth on it so that it will be helpful for you. Okay, so let's start with the introduction. So generally, what is an SAP? So see, SAP is introduced by 3x IBM employees. I think in 1972, where 3x IBM employees have collaborated and they have introduced the SAP, which is a system application products. Okay, so it's similar that actually, suppose I don't want to go into a detail of when they created, and just I want to give a little bit background of an SAP, how the SAP introduces. Suppose you can compare a little bit equal to a general store where you get a few products from suppose if you want household things. Suppose if you want some cooking needs, you need to go to some kirana store. If you want some clothing, so you need to go to somewhere else. If you want to some vessels, you need to go to somewhere else to based on the requirement. But if you go to the DMart store where you every section is available, so based on the your requirement, collect those, and all the solution for your households will be available in the DMart. So similarly, in the business world, in the market world, in the SAP works in that way. So SAP is a one point of solution It will provide all the business requirement applications will be available in the SAP itself. Suppose if it is related to finance related, we have a FICO is a one type of application is available. If you are having any kind of a material related, so SAP MM is the one of the system which is available. If it is related to any kind of sales related, SAP SD is the one of the application is available. So these are all the different type of applications. So similarly, in the entire SAP models, there are only two models are related to technical, and majority of the modules are related to the functional side. So the technical side is the SAP ABAP is the one, the technical where they write the scripts, they will do that. Another one is the SAP PIPO and the CPI, where you create it based on your requirement, based on the business requirement. You create the iFlows in a particular application to achieve the business goals. Okay. So different suppose if it is related to HR related, we have a HCM is a one of the system which is a human capital management is a one of the system is available. So for different kind of a business requirement to complete their to achieve their all the requirements, we have a different type of systems. So we have around 200 plus or something different type of application. So based on the business requirement, they will you can select accordingly to your business will select accordingly what type of a module is required for that particular project. Suppose if it is majorly concerning related to any kind of a payroll, so they majorly require the HCM and some kind of a couple of other systems. So they will only use pay and pay those buy those applications and install into their landscape, and based on that they will proceed for the integration and complete the business requirement and achieve their goals. Okay. So similarly, there are different types of other modules are also there, like in the middleware in the market for non-SAP. I'm talking about like Tipco is a one of the middleware. MuleSoft is a one of the middleware which is non-SAP middleware. And there is another Delbumi is also there, which is a middleware. So these are the different types of non-SAP middlewares. But for SAP, we have only one middleware, which is SAP PIPO or SAP CPI. These two are different only because PIPO is an application where you install everything you have to take care, but CPI is a completely into the cloud version. So what is the major difference between a cloud and on-premise and everything? I will go further. So actually, what is the middleware role? Middleware. Why we use a middleware means. So in the real time, actually used to communicate between different type of systems. Suppose if I say I want to communicate with a Java based system. So Java is a different language, and my system is related to .NET. Okay. So both languages are different. So a middleware is required, like a translator is required to transfer the data from one system to another system based on the sender and receiver configuration, based on the sender and receiver type of suppose if I say that Java is a receiver side system. If I send a .NET format or whatever the other format, so Java system won't accept it because system will only accept his supported format. So middleware do such kind of a things. A lot of other things also do. Slowly we'll get into that in later part. But in a layman language, I would like to say it's like a translator. Suppose if a Punjabi person doesn't know Telugu, so how will he will communicate? He will use a translator, right? So to communicate and to process the information. So similar way in businesses, system will communicate with each other by using a middleware. When the system's formats are different, suppose SAP can easily communicate with any kind of a system. Suppose it can communicate with Facebook, Twitter. Is also integrate. It can also use this Oracle based database type of a system. It can also integrate Java based .NET file based mail, any kind of a system. It can easily integrate it. Based on that, we need to select the option and the configuration is required. So that we need to do needful from our end. And then how based on the requirements, based on in that also we multiple mapping logics also will be needed. So that can be done in the option is available in the CPI. So that also we will discuss how the logics was implemented in the CPI, and how in the going further classes you will be able to understand that. Okay. So basically, this main advantage is, as I mentioned, that it communicates different type of systems. You know, it's very scalable, and it is also, the traffic management, because if a huge payload is coming from the SAP side, lakhs of records are, multiple. It can easily handle it. CP can easily handle it and process the data to the receiver system based on the requirement. Okay, and also it is have a inbound and outbound. And what does the inbound and outbound means? See, in the SAP world, whenever a sender system is at the source side, we consider the source and target. Suppose if I say that Java is a source system and Java is a non-SAP system, but receiver is a SAP system. So SAP means whatever the SAP is there. If you are sending some Java, you're taking some information from the Java and posting into the SAP system, it's an inbound, because SAP is taking the information in. Suppose if the SAP system is sender system and the Java, I'm just assuming a one system because it can communicate with any kind of a system. So then SAP is sending the data out of SAP. So that is outbound, outbound process. So we will discuss that also in future. And I will show you in the diagram. I will show you in the, the server level. I will show you the server, how it's create actually, how we create a server at the BTP level. Everything will be discussed in the sessions. Okay. So we have a document for those also. I will be sharing those. Okay. So generally, see, so I want to show you in the diagram in the diagram way. So generally, see, if there is no middleware, if there is no middleware, suppose there is any kind of information need to be processed through a different type of a system like SharePoint, to your database, through mail, through any kind of a ERP system, any kind of a mobile application. So these kind of a chaos communication will happen because nobody have a particular idea how the communicate will happen, what type of a system the format they are expecting. So there is a chaos communication will happen. To avoid this kind of confusion and to provide a seamless solution, so SAP has introduced that middleware so that it will be in the middle, and whatever the information it can take and it can pass, it might be asynchronous communication, it might be also a synchronous communication. So I will tell you what is the difference between synchronous communication and asynchronous communication. Synchronous means if you send a message, it will quickly give a response to the quickly revert back with a quick response. That is called a synchronous communication. But if it is a asynchronous communication, it will only process the data. It's like if I say that in a layman language, if you want to understand, mobile call. If you are calling someone, if they have lifted it, there will be a two-way communication parallelly, right? So it's a synchronous communication. But if you are sending an email, that they will you just send the email, and whenever the recipient will check the email, or when they will revert it back with the information, or they will ignore the message. Like it's a they will give you a notification, or it's depend upon them. Okay, so that is synchronous asynchronous communication difference. I hope you get it, but still those are also will be you know coming in the classes while I will explaining you with the proper system integration with, then I think you will be able to get it. Okay, so suppose the why middleware, what is the use of a proper middleware is, see, if you see in the left diagram, so the above information itself. So I have suppose if you want to communicate with the different systems, if it is a point to point communication, so if you see, there is a, suppose consider this block as A, this is B, this is C, and receiver side we have a four different type of systems, and we need to communicate with each other. So A has to communicate with this one, and this one, and this one, and this one. And similar way, these other two systems also need to be integrated. So this will create a lot of confusion, and the proper information won't be able to process to the point-to-point communication. That's where you know the CPI or PIPO middleware comes into the picture, which is called as integration. So where it will communicate, CPI will get the information from the A system, and based on the A requirement, it will send it to the receiver requirement. Suppose if A wants to push some data to 3, so it will automatically, it will only process to 3. If A wants to process the data to 4, so it will process to the 4. Similarly, this. Okay, the message transformation happens between the integration will be it's an immediate communication where it is very clear, and it is very complex free communication between the systems. So that's to communicate with the system. We use we use a terminology adapter. So suppose if what is the adapter, I will in the comment section I will tell you. So this is how we integrate it. But to communicate with this CPI from A system to CPI PIPO, we use an adapter to connect with the A system. So similarly, from receiver side also, to connect to send the data to the particular system, we use a adapter to communicate with the system, maintain the connection. All those connection details will be available in the in the adapter itself. Okay, what are the different types of adapters are there, and how it will works, and we will discuss slowly in the future classes. Okay, so what is an SAP CPI? So CPI full form is a cloud platform integration. So if you are aware or not, maybe in the market of cloud computing, we have a three different types of services are there. One is a SaaS, SaaS, which is a software as a service, and next is a platform as a service. Next one is the infrastructure as a service. So these type of a service are available. So CPI is a cloud version where it takes the platform, which is a pass. CPI use the pass is one of the platform, and process the data to the receiver system, and it's a cloud version. So based on the CPI, what is the exact definition of a CPI? It's a cloud version. It will in the cloud it will use a one of the platform to integrate between the system. So that's why it names comes as a cloud platform integration. So generally, previously it was called as HCI, HANA Cloud Integration. Currently it is CPI. In future, they are looking to change it as a CI, which is a cloud integration. Okay, just they want to name as cloud integration. It's just a naming convention. They want to change it, but definition is the same only. Okay. So see, yeah. So if you want to different types of business partners, we can integrate with different type of mobile applications, different type of social networks also, cloud application also we can integrate. We can also integrate the on-premise applications. So before getting into the, you might be getting a confusion that what is the difference between on-premise and cloud. I will let you know. Just in this, basic understand, you need to understand is what is the purpose of a CPI. In a single line, I would like to say is it is used as a middleware to communicate between the systems to send a data from one system to another system based on the requirement and based on the source and target formats. How it will communicate with systems means it will use an adapter which maintains, in the adapter we maintain all the connection details. So based on that only it will connect. So similarly, I would like to say is, suppose I want to give you with an example. Suppose if you are want to travel from your home to your office, okay, you want to give the from address and the target address in the Rapido or maybe in whatever the apps which you are using. So then only Rapido will come to your location. It will pick you and it will drop you in a particular location, in the exact location. So similarly, CPI works the same way. So in the CPI, we need to maintain the exact address of the source system and the exact address of the target system, so that CPI will capture the data from the source and it will post it into the target system. So that's how it works. And what are the different type of applications means any type of applications like social media application, any kind of a payroll system, any kind of a third party system, any kind of a business partners, any kind of a mobile apps, any application, the TPI is able to handle any kind of application to process the data. Okay. So yeah. So what is the difference between CPI and PIPO? Why CPI is introduced, and why PO was earlier middleware of SAP? Why everybody is moving into the CPIs? See, PI is an on-premise system, and CPI is a cloud. So that's the only difference. Both are middleware only. Okay. In CPI, because see, CPI is entire cloud version, so no need to maintain your patch upgrades. In the, if you have ever used any kind of a Linux or Unix systems, so the particular security team will be there. Some teams will be there to upgrade your system. So there will be a downtime will be there, so that you cannot use that application for that particular time frame. Then only after that, once the system is up, then only you will be able to use. And the security and the other all the stuff you need to take care when you install your application. But if you are using your browser, in that, suppose if you are using a browser like Instagram, if you want to post it, you don't need to worry about what is happening at the background, whether the Instagram is up or down, nothing. You only need to take care of your credentials, and whatever the link you are posting, some kind of a social information in your Instagram. So you just do it, and whatever the background thing, everything will be taken care by the Instagram, the Meta company, whatever the company which the company itself. So similarly, in the for all the cloud application, the owner of the cloud application will take care of all the background stuff. Only we need to take care of the application built, and the basic stuff we need to follow based on the requirement, and we need to monitor, and everything will be taken care by the SAP itself. But in the PIPO, it's like a buy. Suppose in a simple language, I would tell you, if you want to build an house, okay, so what you will do, so you will go to the site, wherever the site is available, you buy that site. You will ask for the measurements. You will call some kind of a civil engineer. Lot of people work is required based on your dream home you want to build it. You will do all the needful stuff, and you will build your home, and you will be able to spend a little bit more time, and construct your house. Once the construction is over, any, suppose in the construction, suppose if I say that some pipeline was broken, or you only will call the plumber, you only any kind of electrician, if anything is goes wrong, everything you will be taken care. You have to take care because it's your own stuff. But for the cloud stuff, what will happen? It's only a tenant base. Means you are only subscribing the stuff from the SAP team. Suppose it's like you are a tenant person for you want to rent an 2 BHK. So you go there. If you see, if you like it, you will take the rent. If any kind of a plumber work, or maybe any kind of electrician work, or any other kind of other work, person will the owner will handle it. You will only use the available resources, and you will be able to stay a little bit longer. If any future, if your family is increasing, you can easily upgrade to 3 BHK. But for your own house, the upgrade is a little bit complex, and it costs a little bit more if you want to build it. So similarly way, the cloud and on-premise works this way. Means everything will be taken care by the SAP itself. You just need to subscribe for that. You pay a little bit less, and whatever the subscription period is also there. Suppose if you want to stay 1 year, 2 year, 3 year, 5 years, it depend upon you. But in the application, you need to buy the entire stuff, whether you use it or not. It has to be available, and you will spend more. But here for businesses, all the cloud applications is a cost effective and very seamless. Maintenance issue won't be available. So that is the major difference between PIPO. But both works as a middleware. Both process are same, but everybody is moving to CPI because this only single reason is CPI is a cloud application, and PIPO is an it's an on-premise application. So for more details, I think I will give it a little bit in the upcoming. There is a couple of differentiators also there, so you can just check it. A couple of details are also there. I don't want to get into each and everything because this is the first day. I don't want to getting into the BPMs or other related stuff, but everything will be covered. Okay, so this is a major difference. If I coming into the cloud, and yeah, models of the cloud services, which I've already talked about a little bit of cloud. There is a more information in this document. If you want to go in a little bit deeper, you can just check it, but I will cover it in a single each session, because this is just a demo session. I want to show you what is exactly a CPI does, so that I need to cover a lot of pages, and we cannot talk everything in a single session, right? So that's the reason. But cloud is just processes, and benefits of clouds will be there. If you say there is a financial thing, everything will be there. IT, no maintenance, no upgrade, focus on the core business itself. No need to worry about the system storage or any kind of stuff which related to the maintenance or related to the background security and everything. Everything will be taken care by the cloud itself. No need to worry from our end. We only focus on the business core requirement. That's it. And the remaining everything will be handled by the cloud itself. You can may ask only SAP is there cloud? No, we have a different type of applications also there apart from SAP. Like Azure is a one of the Microsoft cloud version. There is a AWS is also there. There is a GCP which is related to the one of the cloud of Google, and AWS is I think everyone knows it's related to the Amazon. Okay, so these are the different types of application is there. So yeah, so as I have already talked, there is a IaaS PaaS cloud module and software cloud module, and there is a hybrid module is also there. But generally, CPI only works on the PaaS, which is the platform as a service. And for that, a little bit more information is also there, but I have captured it. We will discuss slowly in a couple of sessions once the day one starts. So let me explain you on the database centers. So database centers is nothing but like suppose if I say that if I want to give an example, so you are using a Facebook or Instagram or any kind of a social media. So you are uploading n number of photos, n number of your entire information. So where actually it is storing? It is storing in the database centers, which is provided by the four different people. So one is the AWS database center. There is a GCP also provides the database. They have also a database center. Azure is also having their database centers, and SAP they have a Neo which they have the database center for the SAP itself. So they have the database centers. So these database centers available in different locations like San Francisco, like Dubai, Shanghai, China, Australia, and Sydney. So these different locations are there. Based on your business requirement, they will consume one of the database, and they can access and store their information in that particular database centers. And note that SAP, suppose if you're saying that, okay, we are using SAP, can we use non-SAP database center? Yes. Currently, that entire three different non-SAP cloud, database providers called as Cloud Foundry. In that, Azure, AWS, and GCP is included. So you can, for SAP application also, you can use the database centers for your BTP and everything to creating your BTP platform. You can use other database centers also. For in that also, it depend upon the business requirement. It depends on suppose if the business is from USA, so generally they will preferred where their exactly headquarters or maybe whatever it may be based on the business requirement, their budget or whatever it may be. It's more into the architecture level, so they will decide which database center need to be consumed. So they will pay accordingly and they will consume the database. So for coming back to this photos and everything, so you take a lot of photos, you take a lot of videos, you upload in the social media. So if you want to open after 10 years also, your data will never be corrupted, your data will never be lost. Okay, once you save it, it will always will be available in the particular platform itself. And to protect your data, they have a two-factor authentication. So similarly, a lot of things are there, right? Similar way, business data is very safe and secure. So that database center will always secure their data. But if you have your data in your laptop, it might be corrupted through virus, it might be stolen by someone. If you are using some kind of an hard drive, and then maybe that data might be lost, something will happen. But here the data will never be lost. So that's one of the reason also people are moving to the cloud. But if your memory is full, again you need to buy, again you need to extend some kind of a storage thing, again you need to extend your pen drive or maybe hard disk, hard drive, everything. But here it is not required. You can do whatever. There is never ending of any kind of a storage full or something. If we get a certain kind of a message that your storage is full, you need to check with your SAP team directly. See, here in SAP we can log a ticket to direct SAP itself, so they will resolve any kind of a space issue. They will increase the space, that's it. So it is never be an issue. So one of the reasons people are moving to the cloud is this is also one of the reasons. So you won't never get any kind of a storage issues or any kind of a data corrupted issues or data lost, nothing. So it is very difficult to to breach that particular security level of data storage. So client is little bit safe and they will feel that the data security is more important in any kind of a transaction of the data security is more important. So one of the reason also people are moving to the cloud is this reason. Okay, so a little bit brief about this SaaS, PaaS, and IAS. That will be take a complete. Generally, I train a non-IT people and people, so they want to elaborate everything. So for that, also have a couple of sessions I have planned. So I will go according to the plan. If people you feel like okay that is not required, you let me know in the further classes so that accordingly we can want to push classes a little bit faster. We do that, or if you want to go slowly and touch everything in each and detail. Slowly, I will cover everything. You should not, after completing the classes, I will guarantee you that you won't feel that, okay, this topic was missed in the class. It will never happen. Everything will be covered. Okay, so see, there is a SAP database centers are there. So it is in Australia, Brazil, China, Europe, in all kind of a Europe, Japan. There is a Singapore and the US. There is a I told you like these are the different database centers are also there. So for SAP database centers, and you will be able to see those database centers with the new name. But for AWS, GCP, and Azure, you see a different type of a data. So there are SAP, AW, Azure, and GCP. So this is in Brazil. Sapol is one of the location where it is there. The blue marks mention that AWS, and the yellow marks is state that SAP database location availability. If you see, there are number of other locations. So in Japan, Tokyo, we have Azure, we have AWS, we have also the SAP. For GCP, we have US Central IA, and we have also in Netherlands. So based on our requirement, based on the client requirement, they will select which location, database center they want to use. They will use it, and based on that, they will buy that particular resources. Okay. So yeah, so actually, see, if you want to purchase or you want to license it, you need to go to the SAP, and you need to ask for a global account and sub account, which is comes part of BTP. There we create it. I will show you how it will be created. So generally in the sub account, we have a different type of environments. I think it's a common for all this IT that we have a dev, quality, and production. But SAP also provides that whether you can access only dev and production, means they consider as a test system, dev and quality as one environment, and production. So directly people based on their budget constraint and whatever they want to, they can only two environments they can access, but generally in a common way, quality and production. So all the developments will be done in the development stage itself. I think a lot of people, you have around 10 plus years experience, everybody. So I think you are aware of the user acceptance test, how from a development to quality it will move, from a quality to production, how it will move, and what are the precautions we take while moving this, and what is the hypercare and everything. I hope you are aware of it, but that is also will be covered, and how in CPI actually we do it, that is also will be taken care. Okay, so I don't want to go this all. I think it's more or related from all the, yeah. So we have a two different nodes. One is a tenant, and there is a tenant management and runtime node. So runtime node means exactly where the data process, and the tenant management at the BTP level. That is all. Everything will be taken care by the SAP itself. Okay, so if you see, there is a difference between the tenant responsibilities. So manage start and stop, monitoring data written by everything, and your dashboard of the cloud platform. A little bit of or if you want to go into the detail, you can go it. I don't want to uh, you know uh, go much deeper in it, but it can be I'm giving this all stuff. It's not related to the CPI. It's all related to the cloud, or maybe any kind of a database centers, or any kind of a cloud computing, everything. I have still not started the CPI. I'm just giving an overview how in the SAP world, what is the requirement means. See, one is a database center, where in the BTP we create the sub account and sub account, and in the sub account we create a different environments are there: development, quality, and production. In the development or in the quality, you open it, subscribe the particular whatever the module you want to subscribe. You click there, and these all will be done by the BTP consultant only. But CPI consultant will directly ask the business to share their CPI URL. You log in with the credentials, same like Facebook, Twitter, or whatever social media applications, or any kind of a browser you are logging. So any kind of application used through browser, it will ask the URL, it will ask the credentials. So similarly way, CPI is also the same. Okay. So this the CPI architecture, I want to cover in the first session of our D1. So I will directly jump into the CPI, and I will show you if any CPI tenant is available. So yeah, so this is how a CPI page will looks like. This is the BTP home, cockpit. So this is the trial account where I click on the trial account. It will open. So this all will be taken care by the BTP consultant itself. So if you see there is a trial account. So currently, if you want to create it, go to the create the sub account. We need to select our database center, give the name as dev underscore some QA. I will show you everything. So we need to select our region. So we have only in the trial version one is the AWS and the Azure one. Whatever the requirement, we can select it, and automatically this trial will be created. So one will be for development, one will be in the production quality, and another will be the, if there is a three environments, it will create like that. So currently I'm opening the trial account, which we will practice it in future of your ID. So here there is an instance will be there. So I'm just giving you a overview. Don't get too too complicated, because yeah. So this is an integration suite, one of the application which we subscribe. So I click on this subscribe. So if you are able to see, there is a one, your link is there, right? So this is the URL will be provided by the business to you with your own credentials. They will give it to you. You need to directly use this URL and log in. Generally, we don't have the access for the BTP as well. So base system will have the access. Base is one of the admin teams. You consider as admin team, IT team. So they will provide you the details, and you will accordingly you will access. Okay, this is a home. So once the home is there, I will show you. Yeah. So here, if you see that, based on our requirement, because we are using the trial account, lot of options will be there. But in real time, we use design, discover, design, and monitor. And the discover is the pre-packages. What is the pre-package? I will also show you. And this is the integrations, which a couple of people, I think few people have practiced in it. So Jagdish is one of the person which he has practiced it. I'm just opening his account. Yeah. So there is the artifacts, which is the iFlows will be there. This is the package. What is the package? I will also explain you. So he has created one of the message mapping, which is, if you show, there is a type is integration flow. I will show you the screen, just how how this GUI looks like, how you will use it, everything. I will just show you, and we can, in the first class, we can start with the BTP, and yeah. So this is a box. So this is a sender system. This is a receiver system. So this is a HTTPS protocol, which is an adapter I have called you. So this way we configure it. Connections is there, like we give the address for the mail. I think everybody know that how the mail works. So in the mail, if I click it, go to the connection, give the address for this is a standard address for all the Gmail. So give this authorization, how kinds, everything we will discuss, and the data will be go to the receiver. So if you see, there is a boxes are there. It is also not been created. If I go to the edit, if I click on the yes, we have multiple options are available. Okay, above. Suppose one of the message mapping. If I click here, copy paste. In that, whatever the logic based on the document provided by the business, we do needful. Complete this one, and there is a right side in the top corner. Deploy is the one option is there, which is called activating the interface, and the message will get started processing.